For years, I had been sitting in women's circles, listening to women share about their lives. I was touched deeply by the initiatory experiences women were having by giving birth to their babies, getting married, divorced, struggling to find their voice or career in the midst of their menstrual cramps, like all the things that women face with their bodies, their sexuality, and all that's hidden around what women experience. I began to wonder, wouldn't the wisdom that's arising in these small groups be of benefit to a greater world that is really needing a wise woman's real testimonial from her real life? The truth is, I became obsessed with secret stories because I had a secret that I'd been carrying around for years, one that I didn't want anyone to know. And I had convinced myself if I had shared my secret, painful story, that my family would disown me, my friends would disown me. And I kept that secret for a really long time. I only found the courage to share my own true life story when I gathered this circle of women around me who were also willing to do the same.
To find images of woman made. Our wisdom cannot be lost, and our spirit cannot be broken. Our wisdom cannot be lost, and our spirit cannot be broken.
After telling my story year after year in the universe, I started to feel this wild permission growing inside of myself to be more and more of me and stop apologizing. And I started to forgive myself and forgive the circumstances and forgive the people who were involved in my story. I needed other women around me, listening, loving me, and really affirming that my vulnerability was my greatest asset. There's a special kind of magic that arises between a storyteller and a listener. I think of it as like a third thing, this benevolent force. There's even been studies by psychologists that talk about what happens when a storyteller shares with a listener who's really listening. This benevolence, this empathic force arrives for healing for the storyteller and the one who's listening, which is why I have found it crucial for this process to complete itself by bringing the women's stories that we have been sharing in this closed, safe crucible out into our community so that the women can share this vibration of their stories, this truth of their stories, and it can ripple out into the community. And women and men who are listening to these stories can have that benevolence, that heart opening happen for them too. That's why the audience is so important. That's why these women are sharing their stories, even in the midst of COVID, even through the virtual world. This healing energy is still absolutely possible for everyone.